Live. Hey everybody, this is Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze. I mean, with Eric going to the mountains, McCall.
I am going to the mountains.
He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
Wow, what?
So, all right. So it's just me and Eric, OG, in the studio today.
This is like new OG.
The new OG,
right? It's not like, I don't know.
It's not the old OG. It's the new OG.
Exactly.
So, how's everybody doing out in YouTube land? We'll let people get kind of filtered in. We're getting things set up to record. If this is your first time tuning in, this is you getting a little behind-the-scenes sneak peek of us recording the Disc Golf Answer Man audio podcast.
Sneak peek.
Hopefully, you guys, if you don't get to watch the whole video, you download us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You download us and listen to us answer some of your disc golf questions.
On YouTube.
On YouTube's or anywhere. I'll show real quick our, we'll wait a little bit till a few more people come in. People tend to start trickling in here after a few minutes. But Robert McCall is in Rock Hill,
South Kakalaki.
South Kakalaka. He is he there already? Yeah, because he flew out yesterday.
I think he got there yesterday.
So he's probably practiced already today.
Today, I would assume so. It's 2:30 in the afternoon there.
He's out practicing for the United States Disc Golf Championships. He was originally not going to go. It was going to be Doug Bjerkes, but Doug Bjerkes had to have some stuff taken care of. I don't know if Doug is really telling people.
I don't know if he is or not. I mean, I'm not going to tell people.
Right. So some stuff's going on with Doug. Nothing bad.
It's good. It's great.
Yeah. And he wasn't able to play, so he offered his spot to Robert, and Robert sees the opportunity to play out there at a prestigious event, and so he should have some good times. Absolutely. I really am interested. I know we talked about it before, and I'm sure it's a topic, but I am interested in the whole obviously the media side for obvious reasons, but
it's going to be interesting.
I want to see how it plays out because I know that UC is very passionate about his way of looking at running events and doing media.
However, I could be way off here, but I don't think UC's running this event.
Yeah, he's not running the event. He's the whole media.
He's doing the media side of things.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't realize that.
He's the executive producer. By the way, on YouTube, let me know real quick the audio. How does it sound? Because it sounds like Eric's a little soft.
I'm a little soft. I am kind of soft. I am a little soft.
Soft little bear. So anyway, so I'm interested to see the whole setup where it's going to be Avery Jenkins and Jamie Thomas. They're going to be commentating while in the studio. They're going to have this is the way I understand it, they're going to have one stationary camera that can peek out onto a few holes, and they'll do some commentating on the action, and then we'll be able to really quick see clips from some devices that are hooked into Jomez's camera, who will be on, of course, the featured and the lead card stuff.
Yes, so I saw kind of a setup of where their studio is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like right off hole 17.
Okay.
Like the island hole. So
they'll be outside?
If that's where they're going to be, yes. I don't know if that's, I don't know. I just saw an image of a tent with a table and 2 chairs and lights and cameras and all that fun stuff. So I'm guessing that's where they're going to be.
Was it like a tent?
It's like super close to hole 17's green.
Because it makes me think of, did the Masters just happen recently where they were sitting on it and the background was the course? Was that the Masters?
That wasn't
that
was
Open.
That was probably it could have been the Ryder Cup.
It was like
last weekend.
No, it was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
That was probably U.S. Open then.
Okay, so anyway, I'm thinking maybe that's what they're trying to emulate is that type of setup. So anyway, I'm anxious to see. Of course, we have a few days to do that. A lot of people already chatter on Facebook as far as why are we not getting live coverage and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a topic for debate. It's
day. Interesting, yeah.
Because I will want to debate it once it's all over.
I hope it's great. I hope they kill it.
I hope they kill it because if there's things, obviously if there's some things I'm like, man, that might work for GBO. I mean, why not?
Of course.
I mean, so
I would love to have a stationary camera set up on like the island hole on hole 16 at the country club.
Yeah. Now that we really, really are for sure sticking it out at Emporia Country Club. I mean, I know that was kind of the thing, but now that we really have felt that that's a good decision, we will look into more of that type stuff. Other exciting news for our YouTube watchers.
Marty Smith says, Bobby, not to be mean, but your head is being shining brightly. Audio? I think you meant to say
audio good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have any stage makeup. Maybe I need to get some camera makeup so my head's not so shiny.
I like it.
You like it? I like that shiny bald head.
It's blinging.
So in other exciting news, yesterday me and Clay drove out to Olathe, Kansas to pick up the new, get ready folks, the new Texas Disc Golf RV. Look at it. Just look at it. It looks so nice. So it was getting wrapped. If you're in the Texas area, you have seen the current RV, and it is it's seen better days. It has seen better days.
Yes.
So we tried to make sure we got every penny out of that RV, and it finally just said no mo.
No mo.
So we had to make the decision to get a new RV, and as you can see in the image, that is the new RV.
I think it's pretty. I'm looking at the real thing right now too.
Yeah, we can still see it. Steve-O's out here putting some product in and filling it up. So here's another angle. Temp and Kevin, I think it was just Temp, Jacob, our graphic designer, did a really good job on the graphics. Just a super clean. I'm sure you guys have been recognizing that we do this white and blue color scheme, and you can't really see in black, and you can't really see maybe from this picture up close, but there's a topography, documentary,
a map,
a map. Topography. There it is. In there with some baskets, so it's kind of like a cool looking map looking thing.
And the big Texas
in the blue.
Disc Golf sticker on the side.
Golf. So I know Steve-O is super excited about it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Cool One asked a question.
Yeah.
Real quick. He says, question for EMAC. I played the Hollows North and loved it, but the Hollows South I couldn't even get to. Hiked down the hill from the grassy parking lot into a swamp. Is it complete yet? That side of the course it's going to be rough. It's relatively new. This was, I believe, the first or maybe second tournament they've ever ran on it. And if there's a lot of rain, I mean, you have to walk downhill to get to it, and you have to cross a little creek. I think there's supposed to be a bridge. It's complete on the aspect of things of it can be played, but they do still have a little bit of work to do to get it full functional like the North course. But it is done, and it is good to go.
Another thing for our YouTube watchers, as you've seen from the back, or have you noticed, we don't have the background curtain anymore. Been working on trying to get this thing painted, and I went to Sherwin-Williams today, and I picked out some colors. We have March Wind. Let's see what you guys think. You can probably barely see. We don't have any of the lights on. Nope. Anthony.
No wonder your head's so shiny.
Can you do? Can you turn the lights on? Sorry. See, this is why we do this with you YouTube guys. We get things figured out.
Whoa.
Hold on.
The AC off? Oh, that light.
Open the barn doors. Open the barn doors.
Yeah, cool one, no problem.
All the way open?
I hope you enjoyed the course at least, the layout. I've only been there once since the course was in the ground, so.
Good.
Whoa, that looks weird.
All right, now
that's better.
This is real behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
So anyway, we have March Wind.
March Wind.
What it is I'm gonna paint this.
Will you film that?
Here? I could do a little
Just
time lapse. Probably paint this whole thing. It's gonna be sloppy painted. It's not gonna be you're not gonna want to hire me after seeing this, but it's just gonna paint enough so that when you see it in the camera, I mean I'm not gonna be super sloppy, but it's anyway.
It's only going to be painted up to like here.
Right
here.
Colonial Revival Gray.
Ooh, that's kind of a cool name.
You like that?
I don't know.
Gray Screen.
Gray Screen.
Because I thought about doing a green screen, but I think that would, in the end, be not as fun as we would think.
Especially when I like to wear green shirts sometimes.
Yeah.
Or like green pants.
Summit
Where
Gray.
Where do my legs go?
Summit Gray. That might be a little too dark. That's not too bad, though.
That's not too bad.
Network Gray.
Did these all look the same to you guys on YouTube?
I know.
Back home?
I know. It's just like totally worthless.
What color of gray is this?
I don't know. Lazy Gray.
That's a good one.
And then Online.
Did you say the one I liked?
It was network gray, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm picking gray because then we think we can just make it really pop with the colors of the items that we put in on the shelves and stuff when we do it. So here's
and then we're gonna paint a mural.
A mural
of us.
Yeah.
Back there.
We're each gonna paint each other.
Well, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
Eric's gonna paint me. I'm gonna paint Robert, and Robert will do Eric.
All right.
So anyway, we're gonna get that painted here in the next few days. We're gonna go after this, probably go buy the paint after we figure out. And
they do look very similar, but they'd be a little different if you're actually.
They probably look really similar
in person
on camera, but
yeah,
they're odd. I mean, if you've ever been paint shopping, they look similar until you put them right up next to each other. Now, say even gray screen and laser gray looks pretty similar, but I mean, they're one that's just the shade is just a hair different.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
From Thomas?
Yeah.
He says, I'm a little nervous on playing in tournaments. I'm thinking it would be easier to play in a doubles tournament. Are there any in the area that I can cut my teeth on? I live in Emporia area. He lives in Emporia.
Does the Radius Open still have spots?
Radius Open is full.
Okay.
There is still spots available in the DD Open, which is the following day. But my suggestion would be, come out, if you don't already, come out to tags. Come out to the leagues that we host. That's a great way to get your foot in the door, so to speak, on these events and tournaments. There's not a whole lot of doubles events in town that I can think of off the top of my head. There is one. Actually, I lie. There is one coming up. Let me see my phone here. Let me get you the exact date on this. It is October 27th. So it's a Saturday. October 27th is the Boyce Bumgardner Memorial event in Chase County. It's over at Cottonwood Falls, Swope Park. It's a doubles tournament. You can get all the information on our on the events website and all that good stuff, or just search for it on Facebook. But that would be my recommendation for you. It is a doubles tournament. Bring your partner, and it's a great place for you to get started. So we can move on
now. He wants to play doubles for sure.
Yeah,
what is it?
He said he'd prefer a doubles event. And that Boyce Bumgardner event's a doubles event, so it would be a great place to get started.
But playing a league or a mini or whatever that's going on in this area is definitely because you get put on. You get sort of the tournament where you get put on a card with people that you randomly in a sense. So you have to play well, not knowing who you're playing with sometimes, and there is something on the line because you want to get tags, you want to get the lowest tag number and stuff like that.
That's great. And then there's some other locals that actually run doubles league as well, so you can come out for that too, and you don't have to bring a partner for that. It's random. So.
Did he say if he was on the Emporia disc golf?
Yeah, I think so. If you're not, go to Facebook and search for the Emporia disc golf page. And Scarlett makes a good point. The Freedom Fest is a great casual tournament coming up in November.
Yes.
November 13th or something like that.
Something like that around that area.
It's a great one too.
Because that kind of coincides with the Veteran Day celebration here in Emporia because we are the founding city of Veterans Day. I actually did a video on that, and it's on our YouTube channel somewhere.
Heck yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let me get this set up ready to go.
I will be at the Heritage Open or Heritage Park ribbon cutting as well.
When's that?
Big Trev. Spring. It'll be next spring.
Oh. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. And I have with me Eric.
What's up?
He'll be coming around the mountain when he wears a shirt that has Dynamic Disc Mountains on it.
Yeah.
It's
the newest shirt.
It's kind of like a simple, but kind of I don't know how to say it, like a comic book almost looking.
Almost. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's
anyway,
cool it's one of our newest DD shirts.
Yeah,
we have them available.
One of our new kind of outdoor themey shirts.
Yeah.
So
and I like the outdoors.
You do like the outdoors. You like that fishing.
Fishing.
Robert McCall is not here. He is in, if you've been paying attention to the podcast, you know that he's in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He hopefully got a practice run in today for the United States Disc Golf Championships.
I bet he did.
So we wish Robert the best of luck out there. Did we ever figure out if these rounds count as ratings?
I don't know that for sure, but I would guess no, because they are doing stroke and distance on hole 17 again. So that would tell me that no, the ratings won't count. They will be calculated, So we'll see what he averaged, but they won't go toward his rating.
Right.
So it's going to be really close, Bobby.
And I think October 9th is the next ratings update.
Yes, it is. I believe you're right.
And then I think is that the only opportunity he has, or there one more rating that
there'll be another update. I mean, well, he'll potentially have ratings drop off of his rating from last year.
Okay.
And if he plays anything else, like he's talking about going down to Piney Woods and playing that, which would reflect on the end of his year.
But at October 9th, there is a chance that it might be right at 1,000, right?
And he might be 999, which would be, I hope, honestly, I
think we need to go live.
I want Robert to get to 1,000 because he's my friend. And of course, you do too. I know you do too.
Yeah.
But I want his next rating to be 999 just to make him a little bit longer. That's all.
So of course I want people to do well, but the betting side of me, because of the bet, wants that thing to hit 999. So if he doesn't October, that means one more, and then that's it for the year. His possibility. So, but if he hits 1,000, then we have to kind of plan,
and that's it.
The whole what he gets to do and what we get to do because he won or whatever. So anyway. What else is going on?
What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend, I played in the United States Doubles Amateur Match Play Championship Eliminators B tier.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
The USAMPC BET. Anyway.
And how'd you do? I saw you played above your rating.
So, yes, I played above my rating. The first round, I played like 60 points above my rating. The second round, I think it was like 15 points above my rating. And then I actually, because I like to keep my score on the UDisc app, by the way, guys, you need to download the UDisc app if you have not yet.
If you do not have that, get it.
I had a meeting with the guys from UDisc to talk about next year ads and, just all kinds of cool things to do with the UDisc app. There's some exciting things coming from the UDisc app for sure. So get it downloaded and get used to it. But there's things that I didn't even realize features that were in there.
Really?
Now, I had been seeing every now and then people will post their distance and they'll post a shot and it'll actually show the measurement of their shot.
Yes.
Whoa, what is happening there?
I'm not sure what's going on there.
And we're going to do a contest. And I got to figure out how to do it, but we're going to do a distance contest with our discs.
I know you mentioned this last week, and there's already been a couple that I've been tagged in.
Oh, really?
On Instagram.
Nice.
It's like, hey, I heard you're doing this. This was mine. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
people are listening and going through with it. So.
We're gonna get something put together. I got to figure out though, because we need to figure out like a check and balance. That way, people aren't. Not that I don't trust you, people out there, but I want to make sure everybody is honest and on the up and up as far as measuring their distance, because we got some stuff to give away. As a matter of fact,
some really cool stuff.
I've still got some bags left over that Jeremy gave to me to give away, and so maybe we'll have to throw some bags in there to give away.
Ooh.
Where was I going with this? Oh, yes, what I did. So we had the United States Amateur Match Play Doubles Championship here in Emporia, Kansas. Had about 25 teams show up. Yep. Had a good time. Everybody had a good time. We had a kind of like a players' party with just a dinner with some of the players, and that was really cool. But I played it in the Eliminator B tier.
So did Resco, right? Jeremy Resco.
Yes.
Also
what it was is if you played in the event and you were eliminated that Friday, to kind of help not feel like you wasted your time coming out here, even though you were trying for $4,000 in dynamic discredit. Yeah. They did a B tier, and then they allowed people from the town or anybody to sign up. And we had, I can't remember how many people come out there. But anyway, in my first round, I beat my best score for Jones West by 3 strokes. My second round, I did about average what I did. So
it's pretty good. It's not bad. Didn't you say you shot your best round on one of the courses recently?
Jones West, that one?
Yeah, was it Jones West?
Yeah.
Was that the course you said that you shot your best round on?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy. And then about hole 5 of the second round, my body reminded me that you don't play disc golf that much,
especially 2 rounds in a day.
And that much in one day. So things started really kind of becoming more regular,
a little more fatigue.
Yeah. So anyway, what did you do, Eric?
Well, I came out on Friday and hung out for a little bit for the match play. Watched some groups, play a couple holes, and then what did I do this weekend? I did some fishing, of course. It was the end of our tournament.
Did you post some pictures I thought I saw recently?
Maybe. A fishing?
Of a fish that
you
caught?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But yeah, it was our last weekend to do it. The last day was Sunday, so we had to go out and try to get a few more inches on there, and Gabe did well.
Okay.
Gabe caught on Sunday. He caught a couple over 17, which is big.
Okay.
That's 17 inches, pretty big fish.
That's a big fish.
And I think I caught one 17 3/4 or something like that, and he ended up beating me by what was it? Like a quarter of an inch or something like that.
Wow.
So he barely got me, but we're like way down in like 52nd and 56th or 7th place or something like that. Out of 200 though. So we're toward the, top quarter, which isn't too bad for our first time.
Terrible.
It's not bad.
So is there another contest that you can do?
There is. There's actually one the whole month of October, but we opted out of it cuz the one we did was $5. $5. I could pay $5.
Right.
This one is $35, and I'm like, it's a little bit
I like
too
fishing
much,
that much.
you know what I'm saying? But next year there is an official tournament out at Melbourne Lake, which is relatively close to us, and we're gonna load up and go out and compete in this event where we both go out and catch as many as we can, and then at the end of the day, you measure them, you weigh them, and you can win prizes and money and all that fun stuff.
Now, will it be to where like everybody's doing it the same day?
Yeah, it's like meet at 7 a.m., boats on the water at 7:30, and then do what you gotta do. So it's fun.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's cool. Yeah, it's a whole new experience. It's weird,
awesome. So,
but it's fun.
Next week we're going to start a new podcast, the Disc Fish Man, Answer Man.
The Fish Man, Answer
Fish
Man.
Answer Man. Yeah.
Actually, I want to try to find that podcast because don't ask me questions about it because I don't know.
Oh God, I bet you there's got to be a few.
Oh, I'm sure there is
several podcasts out there
sure
about
there
fishing.
is.
So, I remember one time when I was first learning how to do podcasts and figuring things out and just learning by listening and observing. There was one where a guy made a podcast about building a boat.
Building a boat.
But the way he did it and the stories he told around it was just a really cool podcast. Even if you weren't interested in boats and stuff, he did a lot of history on different types of boats and what wood he was going to use. And I mean, it was just really cool. I listened to it for a little bit as I learned.
Yep.
And that was pretty interesting.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh, football. So how about them Chiefs?
How about them Chiefs? I'm sure that's going to make some people disappointed, but...
Sorry, guys, but we are in Kansas, and so Kansas City Chiefs is the team that we cheer for.
I have my whole life.
And I have my whole time in Emporia. So, yes,
yeah.
I am bandwagon, and I don't really care because I don't care that much about football to care whether you think I'm bandwagon. But I love when I'm here in Kansas, and people go to the Chiefs game. Well, you want to go? Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. We've been to a few good Chiefs games too.
And then people invite you over to watch Chiefs games. Sure, I'll come over and have some beer and watch some games. So anyway, Sebastian wore his Chiefs bandana last night.
I saw that on Instagram, I think it was.
And the Chiefs won. It was
what a comeback too. Oh my goodness.
I got a little nervous toward the end.
Yeah.
But Mahomes,
Mm-hmm.
He's my homie.
He is.
He did a pretty good job last night. So anyway, this is not football. I remember when this podcast used to be about disc golf.
I don't.
You don't. Guys, as always, make sure you send your questions in to discgolfansman.com. Hit that submit a question tab and send it in. We're going to actually concentrate a little bit on the Google Forms because we are way behind with 163 questions. First one comes from Bill Huffman. Martha McLean Deonzi Narrows course in Riverside is now open.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, EMAC.
You got it.
Baskets are in, but the tees are not yet in.
This is old because the tees are in.
Yes, this is back in May. Almost all the baskets are on top of a knoll. I immediately noticed I'm not good at 20 feet uphill putts. What stance advice and how do you increase the power to get those putts to the chain?
That's a good question. By the way, Martha McLean, that course is in the ground in Riverside, California. Tee pads, tee signs, baskets, everything's in, and I'm actually going to go visit it next week.
Oh, really?
Pretty excited to go check it out.
Nice.
Maybe take some pictures and upload it to our page. But
did you say Riverside?
California.
California. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, there's some. There is a few holes out there that kind of are on a knoll, so to speak, or the side of a hill where you've really it's a way to make a shorter course a little more challenging around the putting green. And the majority of your putts are going to be uphill on this type of stuff. So my suggestion and advice to you is, for me personally, I love uphill putts. I'd prefer to have an uphill than a downhill because I can always aim a little bit higher. When you're putting on a downhill shot, you never know exactly where to aim.
Okay.
When I'm putting uphill, what I like to do is straddle putt. So that answers your one question. And then what I aim at is the band.
Okay.
Either the band or even the flag, if there's a flag and it's that severe of an uphill putt. The straddle putt will help me keep my body centered and have a good release point on my putt, as opposed to your staggered stance and my normal spin putt, which is tough going uphill because it'll tend to want to hit chains and come back to me. So the straddle putt helps me release it a little bit flatter, a little more uphill is my preference.
Excellent. Next one comes from Mike. Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man, I'm a predominant left-handed person but can only throw a backhand with my right. I'm an overhand left and backhand right guy. I have some issues hitting anhyzer lines since my left forehand and right backhand follow similar paths. I have tried to offset this by carrying some lighter, flippier discs in order to get the turnover I'm looking for, but wind can be an issue for me. I was curious if you knew of any pros/friends that have this issue and how they have dealt with it.
Yeah, that is true when you think about it. A forehand, if you throw in a forehand, let's say right-handed, and your left-handed backhand, it's pretty much the same shot.
Yeah.
For the most part. However, you do need to learn a good anhyzer shot, because there are shots that just because it moves, if you're a right-handed player, just because it moves left to right doesn't mean a forehand is all you need for that shot. Sometimes that backhand hits that gap a little tighter or will flatten out and ride just a little bit longer. Do I know anybody that's suffered from this? Not necessarily off the top of my head. But what I do recommend you doing is just kind of getting out into a field and basically throwing all these shots and trying different discs, not just lighter weight, because a lot of people think, let me get something lighter and then try to throw a turnover with it because it's lighter, it's going to be more understable. But if the wind is up, then you're kind of, going to be struggling quite a bit.
Definitely.
So my suggestion is find a disc that you can trust, and I wouldn't necessarily get a lighter one, but look through the lineup and find something that is a little bit more understable that's going to hold that right to left, and or left to right, I guess. What I would also recommend is doing so with a mid-range. Learning that anhyzer shot with a mid-range first, like something like a Patrol or a Warrant, something like that that's going to hold that right line just to get your technique down before you kind of move up to a driver or a high-speed driver.
There you go. Next one comes from Johnny. For putting practice, I throw cheap used discs in different molds. I practice 20 feet or closer to the basket. From the 20, the putter flights are pretty much identical. How far away from the basket do you need to be for the putter flights start to become distinctive? I don't want to move back 30 feet or more for practice and not know if I'm missing because I'm not tuned in or if it's because I'm throwing inconsistent molds. I will buy a stack of the same mold at some point. I'm just not ready for that.
I don't blame you. You don't want to do that until you feel like you're ready. But as far as practice putting goes, when I'm seriously practicing my putt, I never go outside the circle. It's just, every now and then, sure, I'll try to, warm up a couple of those shots just to get a feel for it. But for the most part, really concentrate on that 15-foot to 30-foot range. Because let's face it, if you make every putt from 15 to, say, 35 feet, you're doing pretty well. You're going to be finishing higher places throughout the events. But, sure, honestly, Bobby, how many times do you see players, and I'm not talking about top pros on videos, but how many times do you see players out there making putts outside the circle?
Right, no.
Not too often. And when you do, it's kind of a bonus in a way. So that's why I always just stress hard about that 15 to 30-foot mark. If you can just really zone in those and get super confident with that distance, you're going to shine. You're going to be a more consistent, more accurate putter, and you're going to finish a lot better. Your average is going to go up.
Plus, you'll be surprised from the 15 to 20 feet how it feels when you're practicing compared to in the middle of a tournament and you just had a bad shot with the previous hole. You'll be surprised how far that feels.
Yep, absolutely.
When the pressure's on. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that down.
Even a 12-foot putt can seem far when you're not playing well.
Yeah. All right, next one is Dusty. Howdy, y'all. I have a question regarding putting flight. Oh, some more putting stuff. Right. I often hear about a really nice nose-down putt or a really nice nose up putt? This confuses me. Is it nose up or nose down preferred for putting? Or is it really just a matter of putting style, as in spin putters putt nose up and push putters putt nose down? How should a hybrid putter, such as myself, get the nose when putting?
It's a good question.
Don't pick your nose while you're putting. That's for sure.
True. Well,
you don't want to get it all over the.
As long as
putter.
Maybe people won't use your putter then, or steal your putters.
This is my putter.
This is mine. Don't you touch it. But yeah, you kind of answered your own question there toward the end when you said your technique is what really varies. Me being a spin putter, I constantly putt nose up. The reasoning is I just like the way it hits the chains and absorbs the chains a little bit better, nose up. And if I happen to be a little bit low on my putt, there's a chance it's still going to creep in. It still has a chance to hit and kind of roll over the cage into the basket. Nose down is going to be more of a push putt style because the disc is coming in from top to bottom, and it is trying to come in and crash and hit and kind of fall face plant into the chains and straight down in, if that makes sense. So those are the kind of the two. A hybrid putter is I would consider Ricky kind of a hybrid putter, but to me, if you're a hybrid putter, you are absolutely closer to a push putter than a spin putter, because with a spin putter, you got velocity on it. You've got pop on that putter coming in, and the angle's always the same. As where of a hybrid and a push putt, they tend to come in a little bit more nose down. So that's kind of find whatever works for you and work on that, depending on where you live in the country.
Yeah.
So
next one is from Adam. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there so we can give our opinion, but this might be something we give to Danny for a form breakdown, because Adam asks, Josh Anthon's form looks pretty gnarly at first glance, but he still crushes it and regularly makes the leaderboard. Can you break down his form? So if you, I'm assuming you guys have seen Anthon's form. It is quite unconventional. But he crushes it for sure.
Yeah,
and he can be very accurate as well. And he got what did he get, second or third? Or
he got second at Worlds.
Yeah,
like he's got second at Worlds, I believe, to 4 different players.
4 different.
Seriously, yeah.
So we laugh, but that's still second in the world. So obviously, something's working for him.
And I'll be honest. Do you know what works best for Josh Anton?
What?
His putt.
Dude
doesn't miss
putts.
putts.
He's a good putter.
And he has no fear.
Yeah.
No fear. Yeah. Runs everything.
Yeah.
And I admire that.
Yeah.
That mindset. But like Bobby was saying, his breakdown, I mean, it's very similar to Oakley as far as a unique style of form that works for certain players.
Right.
So I'm not the best person to probably break down someone's form. I think Danny would probably be a little bit better at that, so maybe we can get him to do that. But I do want to say everybody's form is a little bit unique. I know that picture came out not too long ago. It kind of resurfaced, actually, of it was all black silhouettes, just like shadow silhouettes of players, and guess who it is. And it was pretty easy to tell who most of them were for me, because that was back in my day of touring, as opposed to now. People were guessing like Conrad and Eagle and all those guys, but they weren't even on there because they weren't playing yet when that picture first surfaced. But I guess my point of that is everybody has unique driving, putting style, and it's really about whatever works for you. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So we'll go. Adam, we'll get that question over to Danny and see if he can maybe break that down in a video. We've been doing a lot of different stuff on our Instagram channel. You can find Dynamic Discs by just simply searching Dynamic Discs, and Instagram has a new thing called Instagram TV. It's been out for a few months, but Danny and Robert have been answering some of your form questions in the Instagram TV section of our Instagram page. So just go to Instagram, go to our profile, and then look for the IGTV symbol. Tap on that, and you can see about 5 or 6 past ones, and Danny's working on more. Next one is from, he didn't put a name.
Okay.
I typically start my run-up behind the pad. How do I start my run-up on the pad? I'm having a lot of double with tee pads that are short and or wet.
I think he meant trouble.
Trouble, that's probably what he meant. I feel like it's in my head, and I end up pulling the shot.
Yeah, that can be difficult depending on what size of tee pads you have to deal with. We're pretty spoiled around here.
Yeah.
We have kind of runways for tees. But there is times out there that you're playing on a shorter 6 foot, even 10 foot seems pretty short these days. And it's difficult. Like, there's a lot of tees that I'll start off the tee and have to step onto it. My suggestion is make sure your feet are as dry as possible, and you kind of test out that foot on the tee pad and make sure that it's solid before you step off, and then just kind of lightly step off the back before you approach the tee. It's difficult because there's not necessarily an industry standard for tee sign or tee pad length. Mm-hmm. There should be. I feel like there should be at some of these bigger events, maybe these nicer courses out there. We need to get a little bit bigger tee pads out there, but there's really not much you can do to work on it aside from just working on it, shortening up your run up, which is obviously going to create issues in maybe distance and form and accuracy and all that. So I say, stick to what you're doing and really just work on it.
Something that I want to work on, that we're talking about run-ups on tee pads. I played with a guy the second round. He never did a run-up, ever.
Standstill. Just standstill the whole time.
And I could see where sometimes he didn't get a lot of distance, but some of the times I thought, it made me feel like, am I wasting my run-up?
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like I really need to work on my form so that if I'm going to do a run-up, because there were times where he was getting just as far as I was.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, that's just...
to each their own.
Thought that came to my head. Let's see. Next one comes from... Let's actually jump back to the back so we can get some...
Jump back.
Here we go. This one's from Randy. I've noticed that discs are sometimes double stamped or stamped X out or stamped misprint. Why and what is the difference? So how it works is you have the hot stamp machine that has the plate on there, and then it has the foil, and it comes down and it basically stamps it on the disc. And I mean, that's obviously what's called a hot stamp.
Yeah, correct.
And so then it does that. So what happens, though, is what it's literally doing is stamping, and so there's the foil, and it's leaving behind whatever the stamp pushes onto the disc, and it sticks to the disc or adheres or whatever technical word is for it. But sometimes it doesn't always adhere to the disc or stamp onto the disc like it should, and so there'll be little imperfections. Well, most companies don't feel right charging full price for a disc that has an imperfection as far as the stamp. Now, I'm going to circle back to that, so remember that, as far as the stamp. So instead of selling a disc some people might think we're trying to sell as a perfectly good stamp, usually what they do is they simply turn the disc and stamp it again, and that's called a double stamp. Or some companies will have a specific stamp. They'll put those aside, and then they'll come back and it'll say X out or something or misprint on there. And so that's really kind of a bonus for you because there's nothing wrong with the disc and nothing happened to the disc. It's just that aesthetically, my lisp is kicking in there. It doesn't look right, so they just do something to make it have double or triple stamp. And some people like to collect some of the double stamps.
Yeah, I will say a majority of the stamps, the double stamps that you see, is when they're setting the machine up.
Okay.
When they're first setting it up to stamp, because there's different pressures it hits,
and
the heat, the height, everything. So and maybe it won't be hitting in a certain area. So then you got to take it off and put tape on the bottom, and there's so many variables, and that's where the stamping comes from, the misprints will typically come in the first handful of stamps. So.
Next one is Jeff in Montreal. I'm curious about the origin of the dynamic disc naming, branding of the disc molds. Are your founders big fans of the show Law and Order? What has inspired this judicial criminal theme? We have to pay royalties if we play that.
Man. I won't go any further.
Apologies if this is common knowledge. I'm relatively new to seeing your products. Thank you. Keep up the great work. That's okay, Jeff. Yes. Long story short, yes. When we were trying to figure out a naming scheme for the disc that could survive for some time, the topic of Law and Order came up. And,
I always tell people Jeremy's just a really big fan of the Shawshank Redemption.
Or Shawshank Redemption is another one. Next one is from Chris. This is on courses. Hey, guys, question for EMAC. I live in Michigan and want to play some of the courses you designed.
Cool.
Can you tell me some of the names of some of the courses in Michigan you have designed?
There's one. Just one. In Michigan, and it's in Gladstone, Michigan, which is in the UP, Upper Peninsula.
Okay.
So it's way up north.
The UP.
The UP. It's above the Mitten. It is Gladstone Sports Complex is where it's located in Gladstone. I mean, you can't miss it. It's a beautiful 27-hole championship course that like six of the holes of the 27 holes are on the side of a ski hill.
Oh wow!
Huge up and down. It's just, I think baskets are in the ground, but they haven't officially opened because they're still waiting on tee signs and all that fun stuff to get to them. And I think the official ribbon cutting, I think they're going to do a soft opening soon, but the official ribbon cutting will be in the spring when Bobby and I will probably take the RV up there again, or at least fly up there maybe. Either way, we'll go up there and do a big ribbon cutting, but definitely go check it out. Those guys that are the local scene there have killed it. They've just done amazing work getting that course ready to go, and it's another one of those similar to Flower Mound that's just taken a year, 2 years to get complete. Great things take time.
Yeah,
it's not like you want a course to just be boom, design, baskets in the ground, let's go play it. A place like this where you have to really cut it out through the woods, it takes time and a lot of red tape to go through. But go check out Gladstone. It's right next to Escanaba is the name of the two towns that are right next to each other, but definitely go check it out.
All right, very cool. And I'm actually looking at the numbers of viewers we have, and we are right now we're at 183, but one time I saw it 196.
196,000 people.
Yeah. I'd like to see that number be to 200 watching now. So don't share it yet. I'm going to go grab a disc while Eric answers this next question. We're going to give away a disc, but I'm not going to do it until I can see where it says 200 people are watching now. So don't do it quite yet.
Do you have a disc in mind?
No, I've got a stack of discs that we can give away that I'm going to grab one and see. That way we can entice people to do it. So while you're answering this question, I'll go grab it. This one's from Isaac. I like dynamic, but I know Innova best, so that's how I'm going to try to explain.
All right.
I've been playing for about a year now, and I see Macbeth and the pros throw things like destroyers for max distance. I've tried throwing them and can throw them far, but I've tried throwing discs like shrikes and turns and throw them 40 to 50 feet further. Is it a bad habit to throw these higher speed discs that are more understable? Should I just keep trying to throw the destroyer and get faster arm speed?
What was his name again?
Isaac.
Hey, Isaac. We get this question, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but we do get it often, I guess. We always say don't try to throw like the pros. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, sure, the destroyer works great for Macbeth and Double G and some of these top playing pros that play for Innova, but if the turn, the shrike, and all those discs are working great for you, you're getting more distance out of them, I would absolutely keep those in the bag, at least for your maximum distance shots, when you don't have to necessarily worry about maybe going OB or spraying off one way or the other. And keep the destroyer in your bag if that's something that does work for you. If you're getting consistent flight out of that disc, I've always said that consistency over distance. I would much rather be able to throw it consistently 350 to 400 feet than be able to throw 550 inaccurately, I guess. Is that right? Would that be a right word to use there?
I think so.
So yeah, that's kind of what I would do. If those two, the shrike and the turn are working great for you as far as distance goes, man, just don't change it. Don't change it at all.
All right, so what I grabbed from our little bag of goodies is a Fusion Defender. This is a overstable distance driver, speed 13, glide 5, turn 0, fade of 3. But Eric, you still throw the Defender, right? Did it get out of your bag?
It's been out of the bag for a little bit. I went back to the Enforcer.
Oh, okay.
The Enforcer has just been a fail-safe for me, and I've collected so many of them over the years. I just really like the Enforcer. But the Defender is a great disc as well.
Tell us about the Defender a little bit.
The Defender is an overstable distance driver. It's pretty high speed. Speed 13, we'll talk about the numbers. Speed 13, glide 5, turn 0, fade of 3. So it is going to be a pretty beefy disc. It's going to be a great headwind driver for, I'd say, anybody. It's also really nice for forehands. I've seen a lot of people throw forehands, and I know Paige Pierce loves them, loves the Defender. She throws the Biofusion version but still you get similar flights out of the two plastics. But it's overall pretty good disc, I'd say.
I actually have a Fusion Defender in my Defender.
A Fender?
A Fusion
like
Fender.
A guitar?
Yeah, Eddie Fender. I have.
What do you use it for?
I use it for, like what you said, super heavy headwind, and that happens here in Kansas. Now I have a Defender and a Biofusion Enforcer, both in my bag, rarely used, but man, when I need it, it works. Mm-hmm. When it's really windy, really in my face, and I immediately think, man, that wind is just in my face. I'm able to throw it, and it will not flip over. I've even got it. It was so windy one time for me, I even got it to stand up. And I remember thinking, man, that Defender's doing work because that wind was so in our face. So, anyway, here's the deal.
You may have to up that because we're already at 196.
I know, I'm already at 196. So, as I promised, though, we're going back to 195. As soon as it hits 200, I want you to – does it show 200 for you guys while you're watching?
Yeah, it'll show it for them because I'm watching it.
Oh, okay, so you need to, as soon as it hits 200, you need to take a screenshot of it showing 200, and then I want you to post it on your Facebook page or your Instagram, and you need to tag us. Tag me or tag Eric, or you'll definitely need to tag me so I can find it. So tag me at Uncle Bobby Jr. Make sure you tag Eric. Eric.
You said on Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook, tag me, Bobby Brown, and Eric McCabe.
Yeah.
On Instagram, tag at Uncle Bobby Jr. and at Eric_McCabe.
That's the two.
So
do it
if you want a chance to win this Defender.
2 people left.
You better share this so we get more people watching.
Let's do it. Who wants this Defender? The thing is pretty.
All right. So next question while we wait. You keep an eye on that, Eric.
I will.
This one's from Nathan. I recently tried my first distance driver, a Renegade. Oh, Renegade. After throwing my Escape 330 to 350-ish, I have not thrown anything much more stable than the Escape. Instead, relying on a much more accurate hyzer shot. However, I found the Renegade to crash and burn, so to speak, even on a hyzer flip. I picked up a trespass and I found it to work well for long left finishing shots.
Delicious.
But I missed the slow left turn I get out of my breakout on a flat released. Is there a distance driver like a longer Escape? 201, 200, we reached it.
Roasted.
All right, get those screenshots.
Okay, what I would do, what I would suggest is it's a new disc from DD called the Getaway.
Yeah.
It is basically a more stable Escape, and you get a little bit more distance out of it. They have a nice dome to them. It's labeled as a fairway driver, but I've seen people put this disc out there for 450, throwing as far as a lot of people can throw their distance drivers. It's just such a good control driver. It's so nice. But that is the disc I would recommend for you, or the Lucid X Trespass as well.
Okay, there you go.
Because it's my disc.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Let's see. This one's probably a better one for Robert, so we'll save it.
Was it about hair products?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was from Paul Mitchell.
Okay, cool. Asking for sponsorship?
Yeah, he's getting into the game. Wanted some sponsorship. No, it was about player contracts and stuff like that. So cool. I thought, Robert
definitely. That's a McCall question.
Yep. So, we dipped down to 197.
Oh man, that was quick.
Everybody wanted to get those.
Everybody left to go share it.
I know, go share it. So I tell you what, though, if we can get to 225, I'll grab another disc.
Okay.
But it's got to get to 225.
I might up it. If I see this number get to 250.
Oh.
250. I will give away a Lava EMAC Truth.
Oh.
250.
If you guys don't know, you better know. Lava EMAC Truths.
There wasn't very many of them.
No, there's not very many. Okay, so so mine is 225. I'll grab another disc from. Now remember, this is a disc that was thrown in a video. This one's actually not bad at all.
No,
doesn't have any.
You can't even tell.
No, it looked like it's just laying in the grass or something. But
and the other disc for 225 will be a used disc as well that we've thrown in a video.
Maybe 10, 12 times.
And the Lava, look at that, already tagging me. The Lava will be brand new, never thrown.
Brand spanking new. You don't count, Danny. You can't. You're disqualified. I've been watching. Oh yeah. All right. Next question comes from Corino. Corino. What can I do to be more consistent in my game, but more so my putting? I play about 3 to 4 times a week, and usually spend about an hour and a half or so putting. I feel great practicing putting for during rounds, and I end up leaving putts too low or airballing over the cage when I make adjustments. I've been playing almost 5 years, and this is the most frustrating part of my game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I can relate. Trust me. Have you seen the Country Club video? I mean, come on. Oh, man. Honestly, there's not one thing that I can actually say that's going to be like, oh, wow. And then all of a sudden I'm going to be making putts. You know, it's really about the number one thing is confidence. The number two thing is experience. So you got to get out there and put yourself in those type of experiences. Put yourself out there to have those pressure moments of putts, whether that's, you know, leagues, more tournaments, playing even marksman leagues, stuff like that. You know, just put something on the line, as we always say. That's what's really going to help you. The more you're there, the more comfortable you're going to be, and the more putts you're going to make.
There you go. Oh, by the way, Danny, we have a new project for you. Someone wants a form breakdown of Josh Anthon. Yeah, I heard that. Oh, you said you were watching. That's right.
Yeah.
My bad. You did say you were watching.
Fan of the show.
Fan of the show. Thanks for watching, Danny. You're 201. You're 201 person.
We have 207 right now. We got a little ways to go.
I don't know. We're gonna get to that even 225, but sure like to see that 250.
Share. I tweeted it. Go retweet it.
Yeah. If 210, we have 210 watching. If you share and at least one of your friends tune in, that's double.
Even
right
for
there.
Just like 2 seconds. That's all.
Yeah. Just got to show real quick. This is from Carly. Why can I throw a mid-range farther than my drivers? Is it my form or the way the disc is coming out? Any tips on how to fix it?
I'm guessing because you throw an EMAC Truth. Let's be honest.
Glide for days.
Well, it kind of depends on what driver you're throwing. Mid-ranges tend to be a little bit more neutral flying, so therefore they're going to be able to fly a little bit straighter with a little more ease, I guess, out of the hand. As where a driver, depending on what driver you're throwing, it may be a touch more overstable. Therefore, it's going to just want to dump out as soon as it loses speed, as where mid-range is going to kind of have that glide and kind of stay in the air a little bit longer. I can actually throw my EMAC Truths pretty close to as far as I can throw some of my fairway drivers. Now, not all of them, obviously. Like the Getaway is kind of an exception, but it's more of a fairway / distance driver in my opinion. But that's kind of the nature of the beast, so to speak. Mids to me are fun to play. If I ever have the opportunity to go out and play a 1-round tournament or even a two disc tournament, I'm taking mids all day because I can be more accurate with them and I can get the disc out there far enough.
Excellent. Before we go on to the next question, guys, I want to remind you we are still super excited about this year's 2018 World Champion, Paige Pierce, and she has made the decision to obviously stick it out on the road for this year and to tour even more next year. And what really helps her do that type stuff is these fundraiser discs. And one of the discs you see if you're watching YouTube on the screen. And I'll put a link in the show notes so that you guys can go check it out in your podcast app as well. But right now, this is a Paige Pierce Dimax. Really cool, turned out, really cool picture of Paige Pierce.
Nope. Try again.
What?
It's pronounced Bjerkes.
Dadgummit, Paige Bjerkes. I get that page in my head. Paige Bjerkes Dimax turned out really good. Anyway, that's a Dimax. That's perfect for throwing if you want, or this is a really good one just to kind of hang on the wall and commemorate.
How awesome is that picture too?
Oh,
is that
it's a
disc?
good picture. Oh, yeah. Was it Kevin did that? Kevin did a really good job with the graphics.
I don't know if it was Kevin I think it was Kevin.
And then of course, because she's the world champion, she has a signature disc, and it is the Fusion Judge. I'm already hearing people or seeing people on Facebook saying, I need to try the Fusion Judge.
I put one in my bag, back in my bag, just because of her.
So this one is kind of our quick. I don't want to say quick fix, but we wanted to hurry up and get something put together for Paige so that we can start selling some signature discs for her again to kind of help support and raise some funds for her to be out on the road. And so we put this together. But right now in the works is the official stamp that will come out here in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But these are, so in a sense, these are kind of limited.
Are rare. These are going to be rare. These are very similar to the Paige Pierce Defenders and Convicts, I think, that we put out that just had her the PP signature in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Very similar to those. So these are going to be pretty rare.
Yeah, and these are going to be in the Fusion Burst, the different color stamps, different color discs, combination type thing. So anyway, you can pick those up right now at dynamitediscs.com.
And if you would like a Paige Pierce signature on these discs, you may wait a couple weeks. So I think she's going to be home toward the end of October, beginning of November is what it says on the order form there. So if you guys want a Paige signature, which why wouldn't you? But I mean, I would suggest buying one now and then buying one in a couple weeks when she's back home. But
and we'll remind you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, next one. Let's see. We already asked that one. This one is from Jason. I'm 42, overweight, and why is there text here?
Text here.
Text here. What am I doing?
You should text.
Text is gone. There we go. I must hit the. Obviously, I hit something button or something anywhere. Anyway, sorry. Back to for you audio listeners. While we were doing YouTube, I accidentally hit a lower third, and it popped up while we were on the screen for YouTube. The question is from Jason. He says, "I'm 42, overweight, and have a handicap due to fracturing 2 vertebrae and damaging my spinal cord. Gosh." I started playing disc golf a little over a year ago. I only get to play 1 or 2 days a week. Not bad, actually. I've hit a plateau in my drives. Way more than me. I can throw my Lucid Air Escape about 250 regularly and 275 to 280 with the right wind. I cut out my X-Step to work on form, and it has helped. The problem is I rarely have birdie chances due to my short drives. Would adding an X-Step help, or should I keep working on my standstill? That's kind of what I asked earlier.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm 46 and overweight.
Well, you also have a good vertebrae.
That's true.
Well, he might now that he had surgery, but it's a tough call. I mean, it couldn't hurt to work. Well, I mean, maybe it could hurt to work on it, with putting that much more motion into it. But I would say give it a try at least. Work on a next step to see how well it performs for you. Now, keep it in mind, anytime that you change your form, you're going to see a decrease before you see an increase. Meaning you're going to be pretty inconsistent with it for the most part until it becomes like second nature. I know Denise has worked on her form many, many times, trying to iron everything out. If you go back and watch video of her throwing from, 5 years ago, it's night and day difference to what it is now, because she's really put a lot of focus on learning that X step and pulling through flat with a little bit of a slight hyzer release, just because she did the homework and she knew what was needed for good form, and she applied that to her game. Now, if you are consistent and happy with where you're at with your game with the standstill, I'd say, maybe try the X step, but for the most part, I would just, keep it the same, keep it similar, keep it simple.
Keep it simple, silly.
Next.
This one's from Jonathan. Will the X step another X step? It's weird how these things get grouped together. Will the X step give me extra distance? I'm currently working on nose up problem I have. Currently throwing drivers in mid-range is the same distances with a standstill form.
It could. It could also hurt. I mean, it's kind of like we just kind of talked about, and I think Danny could reiterate here a little bit, but proper form is what's going to get you accurate distance, get you the most distance. Would you agree or disagree with that? He says yes. Yes. So
what is
that's a head nod.
Is that your puppet?
So yeah, if you're not doing an X step currently, I mean, there's a reason why everybody on tour does the X step. With the exception of a couple players,
right?
But some of the longest distance throwers, some of the longest, most accurate players all have an X step in their game in some form of fashion. I 100% agree that that's something that you should really work on.
Yeah. Of course, when you get super advanced, then you do what I have, which is the XX360 X.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. But that's only with an Egg McMuffin.
Right. All right. Next one is from TJ Seneca, Disc Golf MD. Is he a medical doctor or from Maryland?
Oh. I'm going to say he's a doctor from Maryland.
just slam it all together. Yeah. He says, I like the classic soft plastic for putters. I think I heard that it's going away. Robert convinced me to switch to Wardens, and I'm 4 of 9 from Circle 2 since getting a Prime and a classic soft Warden, so thank you, because that's good for me. And is it Prime or Classic blend that you use? Oh, Robert's not here. But
Robert uses Classic. He's Classic hard.
All right, there you go. The EMAC Truth was so great, I bought a second one in Moonshine for evenings in the woods.
Nice.
Thank you for keeping it real, Bobby, and keep up the great work to all.
What plastic did he say that was going out of production?
Classic soft plastic. No.
Classic soft is not going out of production.
It's
the super soft is going out of production.
Yeah, which is like the obvious by the name.
The ones that you can make tacos out of, or pillows.
That I did make tacos out of it. I'm
sure you did.
Oh, we need to take that ad down since we're not making it anymore.
And we're still miles away from 225, let alone 250.
Huh?
Watching live.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 206. Yeah, come on, guys.
Share it again.
Share it again. This one's from Colby Gore. What are the requirements to be invited to Junior Worlds and follow-up? How and when do you send invites for Junior Worlds?
It's a good question. We do not do any of that.
PDGA does.
Yeah, we just kind of host the event. The PDGA is actually the one that puts it on and sends out the invites. But if I'm not mistaken, you can. I mean, it's like a tiered system on who signs up and when they can sign up. I'm pretty sure that anybody can sign up of age, like within a week of the event.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of like how Pro Worlds works, how Advanced Worlds work. They let the people that have the invites in first, and then if there's room available, which there will be room available, seeing as how the next 2 years are in Emporia, Kansas, you'll be able to get in no problem. But
let's see if this is
to be safe.
Simple.
Go play a bunch of tournaments, play a bunch of events this year, and get points to accumulate so you can get that invite.
United States top amateur point earners of 2017. This is 2017 tour year. Minimum amateur points required. Now this is to play in 2018. So this it may change for 2019. It may stay the same. MJ1, you have to have 200 points. MJ2, 100 points. MJ3, 10 points. Is that what that is?
No.
Yeah, points required are.
Yes.
Yes. MJ4, 2 points, FJ1, 10, FJ2, 10, and FJ3, 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
So go. I'll see if I can remember to put the link in the show notes, but there's the invitation criteria PDF. It's about a couple pages long, so we won't go over all of it here on the show. Next one is from Alan. Hey, guys. Love the show. My questions is about the rating system, but more specifically, the divisions. Do you feel the division ratings need to be adjusted for amateurs? Every tournament I play in there is complaining about sandbagging. I can see both sides of the coin, but wanted to hear your thoughts. The way the alignment is written is very vague and constantly opens the door for this issue.
I don't know. I hate ratings and everything about them.
No opinion.
They're a great tool, I suppose, for what they're used for, but I'll be honest with you. I started playing disc golf before there were ratings. I was a disc golfer. I was a touring disc golfer when the ratings came out. So it's not like, I was introduced to the sport and then found out what ratings were. It was kind of the other way around. So ratings kind of came as an afterthought for me, and I never really honestly understood them or what they were about kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so sure.
I think no matter what it is, someone's going to complain about.
It's a number system. It's going to be flawed in one way or the other. But you're right. No matter what we do.
Yeah, if they
it's
change
gonna
it,
be wrong.
They're going to. Someone's going to find something to complain about or some way to buck the system.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from Nathan. I'm a gym teacher at a middle school and just picked up playing last year. This past year, I bought some discs with my budget, but they aren't good. They're very cheap, and it wasn't a good investment. I was wondering if you know where I could get a solid set of discs donated to the school. I was hoping that big disc companies might donate. We have a course in town. I will be starting a disc golf club this fall. I hope to grow the sport in the area. Wanted kids to succeed with good discs. I think that's awesome, Nathan. I think that's great that you want to do that. We actually have a website page you can go to, dynamicdisc.com/sponsorship. Because as you would imagine, not just us, but the other big disc golf companies want to help to grow the sport. They're able to help to grow the sport, but they have a lot of people asking. So in order to keep this organized, or to figure out where we can send things out that makes sense, we have to have this webpage. So go to that webpage, check it out, and submit your information there, and the person in charge will take it from there on that end. Next one is from Malachi.
So Malachi.
I want to know which of the trilogy discs is your favorite and what kind of shot would you throw it for? If you're new to watching us, Trilogy, of course, is the fan-based name given to Dynamic Disc, Westside Disc, and Latitude 64. And it really is just an easy way to not have to say all those names at the same time.
Yeah.
So my favorite one right now is the Maverick. What kind of shot do I use it for?
Maverick.
It's a fairway driver. It's a speed 9, 8, 7.
6, 5, 4.
It's a fairway driver, and I've been throwing it for something that I would have normally sometimes throw my trespass, depending on the wind. And I can still get it. It might be shy of the trespass by maybe 10 feet, maybe, but it's a lot more accurate. And I can put it right in the middle of the fairway, and I can get it to stand up, which is really cool. So that's what I've been throwing lately. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Mine's pretty obvious.
What?
My favorite disc.
Breakout?
Yeah. Proof. No, Emac Truth is obviously my favorite, but I will say another one just to...
We're at 220. We are 5 away from my marker.
We're so close. So close. Keep sharing.
If you're just tuned in because you're part of the new 220, if we get to 225, I'm going to walk right to my office and grab a new disc, and we're going to give it away alongside, not alongside,
alongside. A different side.
A different side. In other words, you can't win. You're not going to win both discs. You have a chance to win one of the two discs, but we have to hit 225. It dipped down to 217. Come on, guys, hang on. If you're at work, turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Turn the volume down.
Or if you're at work, go open it on every PC or computer.
Yeah, cheat the system.
Cheat the system, whatever you got to do.
Eric. Tell them how to cheat the system. So back to your Emac Truth.
Emac Truth is definitely my favorite disc. However, right now I'm really loving the Ballista Pro.
The Bro?
The Bro? Is that what it's called?
That's what I heard people call the Bro.
I didn't know that, but I call it the Ballista Pro. But the domey, like gold line ones just seem to get major distance out of it, just easily getting big distance out of them. I can throw them on hyzer lines. I can force them over and get them to ride to the right a little bit before they finish left. But so that's going to be my go-to and my favorite disc at the moment.
Excellent. Is that excellent?
It is.
Next one is from...
Excellent.
Let's move on to...
Share it.
Dynamite Jackson.
What's up, Dynamite?
Hi, Bobby, Eric, and Robert Money McCall. Oh, he gets a...
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not even here, so he's like... Yeah.
Oh, wait. This is the disc golf question. Disc golf clothing question.
Okay. What it is.
Oh. I deal with horrible reactions to poison ivy and too lazy to learn how to identify it. Then he said,
two more.
223. Come on,
more.
YouTube.
Let's do this.
Okay, sorry, audio listeners. You're probably bored of that.
Yeah, you probably hate us.
I know you deal with heat and humidity just like here in Iowa. Was lucky enough to enjoy your fabulous courses in Emporia over the Memorial Day when it was 130 degrees.
Okay.
Probably felt like it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Oh, yeah, if I remember correctly. Anyway, any pants you recommend to wear in hot, humid conditions so I can avoid the ivy and not be too warm? Anything wool. You just want to...
Or polyester slacks with elastic in the back.
Right, yeah. So what kind of pants do you wear? You wear those fancy golf pants.
I do wear some fancy golf pants, but for this type of situation, I really like Columbia pants.
Okay.
Like more of an outdoor hiking type pant. They're a little breathable. Not as breathable as some golf pants, but they're better for being active and outside.
Okay.
So like a nice pair of Columbia pants.
Columbia, and you remember what the material is?
Columbia,
100% Columbia.
Canvas, maybe. I don't know.
That was real helpful. All right, so look for Columbia. Brand.
Just look for Columbia. It's good. It's quality. We're so close.
I know. Okay, so if you're watching YouTube and you better get your screenshot fingers ready, because as soon as it hits 225, you got to get a screenshot and share it out, and then I'll go grab a disc from my desk. Alex, here we go. Not a question, but last weekend I played in our local league for the first time down in Tallahassee, and Team DD member Dave Muntean took his time to meet and talk with me and other newcomers. I've been around other sponsor players from other companies at different leagues and haven't felt as welcome as I did last weekend. Shout out to Robert and Dee Dee for not only great players, but great people as well. So I wanted to read that to give Dave Muntean
well, to be fair,
shout out.
I mean, Robert doesn't need a shout out there. It's not like he put David Muntean on the team.
True. Sorry, Dave. Or sorry, Robert. You don't get credit for that one.
Not for that one.
Rules. So anyway, but the point is, if you do see something Team Dynamic Disc doing, I guarantee you'll have a good time and you'll learn something. So make sure
you're not wrong, Bobby.
Yeah. Next one is from Brian. Hi guys. What's the rule for retrieving your disc from water during a round? If it's shallow, I'm sure there's no problem. Are you allowed to retrieve a disc, say 20 feet out with a golden retriever? I personally would wait until after the round in that case, but I don't know if it was even allowed. Okay, so this would be my understanding. If I was in this situation and someone lost a disc, and my thinking would be, it's not illegal for you to try to get the disc, but it becomes illegal if it takes you more than 3 minutes. Am I is that thinking right lines? We're at 2:24, aren't we?
No, you're absolutely right. You can absolutely go
2:27. Hurry, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot, YouTube.
Do it. And get 23 more people and get a lava EMAC.
Okay, you finish answering that question. I'm going to get...
Okay. What was the question? Yeah. No, Bobby was absolutely right. It's not illegal for you to try to dig your disc out. As long as you're not, like, causing too much time or... if the group behind you is waiting on you, that's when it's kind of maybe I shouldn't be trying to grab the disc right now, or maybe I should wait on it. So yeah, he was right. You can grab it, but you want to make sure you're not holding up play in any way. 231.
All right, so what we got here is I have a Westside Discs bar. This is an Origio. If you're not familiar with Origio, but you're more familiar with maybe Prime, that's basically what it is Prime, but it's an Origio burst, very unique in its colorings. And the Prime the Bard is a pretty flat mid-range.
Bard.
Speed 5, glide 4, turn 0, and fade of 3. So take a screenshot. Here, I'll make a face for you if you want to do the screenshot. You ready? Okay, hopefully you got a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot, share it, tag myself, Bobby Brown on Facebook, Eric McCabe on Facebook, or on Instagram.
We're at 239. We're very close to that 250.
At Uncle Bobby Jr. and Eric_McCabe. So there we got 2 discs we're giving out today. Possibly 3. The Lava EMAC if we hit 250.
250.
Got 11 more to go. All right, let's do a couple more questions. We don't have very much time, guys. We got about enough time for a couple more questions, so hurry up and get that shared out. All right, so we got the whole retrieve disc taken care of?
Yes.
All right. This one's from Martin. Hello, when people talk about how far they throw, do they mean the distance the disc travels all through a hyzer anhyzer, following the disc all through its curve on a flight, or just a straight point A to B?
A to B.
Because I've had a hard time understanding how so many amateurs claim they throw 500 plus feet while I max out at perhaps 350.
Hashtag internet distance.
Yeah, so yes, you're absolutely right. Martin from Swedeston? Martin. Yes, they're not talking about the distance traveled in the air. It's about from point A to point B. Now, when you do see some amateurs say they throw 500 plus feet, either they're stretching the truth or they don't understand. They're eyeballing it and they don't quite understand what 500 feet really looks like.
Or they have maybe a hole that says it's 500 feet and they threw past it.
And so
the distance is wrong on the hole, potentially.
So that is when you pull out the handy-dandy UDisc app and you measure it and you post it online and let people know about it.
9 more people. Better hurry.
All right. We'll do 2 questions. That's it, guys. 2 questions.
2 questions to get to 8 more people.
You got to get it. This one from Dan. I had a natural born disc golfer stamped EMAC Truth I had lost a couple days ago. I was wondering if there was any lying around. I think it might be an older run. It had an ape on it that was swinging a basket around. Ooh, I don't remember that one.
That is Yuha. That is natural born disc golfer is Yuha. And it was his. I think I remember the stamp.
Okay.
You would have to get a hold of what's Yuha's last name again?
Kito?
Yes. No?
Kyto, isn't it? Kita?
Yuha Kito. From Finland, yeah. Yeah, he's a Team DD member. You have to get a hold of him to...
I think he has a website.
He might. I know he has a shop. He has a disc golf store, a brick and mortar store. 250 screenshot.
250 screenshot, tag it,
250.
Put, I'm going to win. I might win a Lava EMAC Truth.
It better say the 250 because it was at 250 for a second. Now it's down to 249.
It has to say 250 in the screenshot
or more.
It does not count.
250 or more. So.
Yes, 250 or more. Let's see. Yeah, go to go to nbdg.fi. Now it'll obviously you're going to be ordering it from Finland.
Yes.
So take that. But no, we don't have any lying around.
No.
We don't typically have discs lying around. We have discs in the store, but if it's something that needs to sell, it's going to sell. So trust me, we don't have stuff just lying around.
Yes.
Except for Robert sometimes. He just kind of lies around everywhere. All right, one more question, and it's 244. It's got to be 250 if you want to get that Lava EMAC.
That's true. It was there for a second.
Yeah, so it's got to stay there enough for you guys to get a screenshot. All right, this one's last question from Rob. I'm looking for a new mid-range disc that is dependably stable but has measurable amount of glide, unlike my Justice. Do you have any suggestions?
251.
Screenshot.
Can you repeat that?
Yes. I'm looking for a new mid-range disc that is dependably stable but has a measurable amount of glide, unlike my Justice. Do you have any suggestions?
So he's looking for something with a lot of glide, right? But that is relatively overstable.
Dependably stable.
Dependably stable. I would go with a Verdict. Maybe even the Lucid X Verdicts that were out there, kind of a TFR type disc. You can find them out there. And if not that one, just any run-of-the-mill Verdict is going to work for that shot.
There you go, guys. All right, real quick, just to run things down.
We gave away some discs today.
I know. 200 discs.
Whoa.
Make sure you...
We gave away 200 discs today. Woo! Good for us.
I take that back. We are not giving away Of course, remember that one time I did that bag?
Yes. Yeah.
I gave away, I think, 40 discs.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so if you need to follow us on Facebook, because maybe I'll make this blunder again. We had some Ranger H2O bags that Jeremy said, just give these away. And so I did. And so we actually had a bunch of used discs to give away. And I said something like, for every 10 shares or something like some low number, I'll add a disc to the bag. Well, it ended up being shared like 300 times. And I gave away a buttload of discs. So, and we're not going to do that again. So we're not giving away 200 discs. At the 200 watching mark, we gave away a Defender. I'm going to go pick that as soon as I'm done editing this together and publishing it for tomorrow morning for our audio listeners. At 225, we gave away a Westside Discs Bard. I will also give that away when I'm done editing everything. And then Eric McCabe upped the ante and said 250. He was going to give away a Lava EMAC Truth, and we are at 251. Make sure you take those screenshots and you post on your Facebook and tag Bobby Brown, tag Eric McCabe, and make sure you post it on your Instagram. And tag Uncle Bobby Jr. or Eric and Eric _ McCabe.
Yes,
so tag
and
us both.
Follow both of us.
Yeah, follow, because we like to do this type stuff.
I do giveaways quite a bit on my.
Yeah.
I actually gave away a OGO Renegade bag not too long ago.
Oh, you did?
On my page.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
All right, so that's it, guys. That's all the time we have for the questions. If you're listening to the audio and you're thinking you're bummed out because you didn't win any discs, well, this was in YouTube's favor this week, and maybe next week it'll be in the audio listeners' favor.
Yes.
And we'll give away some discs. So there's that. What do you got going on the rest of the week, Eric? Into the weekend.
Well, let's see here. Today's Tuesday. I'm actually going to San Diego on Thursday morning, early morning. I think we might leave Wednesday evening, but we're going down there for a trade show. Going to go check out the trade show and then do some exploring through San Diego, which is going to be good times.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go check out the Riverside course that I put in last year and be back sometime next week. So I'll be there for a week. It's going to be fun.
Let's see, I don't have anything going on. There's no disc golf tournaments to film or nothing. So I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend.
Christopher says he's bummed because he was watching the entire show with his fingers waiting for the screenshot, never hit above 250. It's at 251 right now.
It's sitting at 250. Oh, well, mine says 218. Yours may be a little bit behind.
Yeah, maybe.
So it was at 251 at one point for a little bit. So
to me, it's still there.
I
don't know why.
Do refresh.
But maybe not. Okay.
That would be why. Anyway, so let's see. That was has 9 browsers open and still never saw 9.
9 browsers open.
I don't know that does it work that way?
I don't know.
That's hilarious. Let's see. Does it need to be connect to Facebook to win? Does it need to be connected to Facebook? I'm not sure what that means. Tactical Spartacus.
If you have Instagram, you could still win. You just got to share it on Insta.
What is the temperature in Emporia? It is 86 degrees.
That is warm.
Let's see. Any YouTube questions going on? How do you enter for the disc for 250? We already did that. Someone got the screenshot and started logging off. Someone got the screenshot and started logging off, probably. You get a disc. You get a disc.
Everybody gets a disc.
Who do we tag with the screenshot? You tag on Instagram, Uncle Bobby Jr. and Eric_McCabe. On Facebook, just simply Bobby Brown. And oh, wait. Do you have to be connected to us? I believe you at least have to follow us on Facebook. We don't have to be friends, but you have to be a follower of us, I believe.
Follower. Insta.
Auctioning screenshots at 251. I never thought of that, but people could actually take a screenshot of other people's screenshots.
Yeah, they could.
And kind of cheat the system.
They could. They very well could, but as long as they're following.
Didn't you have some NBG justices in the store? We could have, Yelty. Someone said, didn't you have some natural born disc golfers?
Yep.
We probably could have.
No, we did. We absolutely did. We had some on available through Dymax.
Time says, give away Robert's chair.
For the week.
Smashbox. Oh, Smashbox checking us out. Hey, when we hit the 200 watchers, Smashbox wants to know what's going on. They want to understand how to do it right.
That's right. Johnny V. It's Johnny V that's watching, I know.
Yeah.
Go Brewers.
U-Disc is great, but it can be off by 32 feet. That's kind of a weird, to be exact. By 32 feet. I mean,
that is kind of bizarre.
I get you, Sean, if you said it's off by like 15 to 20 feet, but you said 32 feet. So I think sounds like maybe you encountered that situation. I'd be curious to know what was your baseline. What made you say it was off by 32 feet? All right, that's enough, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got to get on with our lives.
This is our life, Bobby.
This is our life. So thanks for tuning in, guys, so much. Make sure you check us out on YouTube because you don't know when we're going to give away. And next week, audio listeners, I'll favor you, and we'll do some giveaways on the audio side of things. Thanks so much. We'll see you.